to help catch Mike faster in contact.
Officer Yi seems eager to find Mike. In just days, Liam discovered another odd thing. He saw on colleague Kate's arm a wound.
The wound was where his daughter was hurt 25 years ago.
The injury was in the same spot. Could Kate be his daughter? But his daughter is named Elian. When he inquires about Kate's past, he learns she has parents. Her mother is a top criminal shrink. Plus, Kate doesn't recognize Liam at all. There are truly many doubts. Michael is also missing.
Everything feels as strange as a parallel universe.
He starts to doubt whether he is even alive, or perhaps this is the hell he is trapped in. It's a punishment for not valuing his family, to keep him lost forever, stuck in an eternal quest without relief. But thankfully, Leon is a true detective. And attention to detail, a calm mindset is required. Everyone's life is a tangled mess. Those who can find fruit amidst the chaos never shy away from the details. Sure enough, Leon discovered new clues on the victim's computer. There's a photo from 28 years back. In the photo, standing by the victim, the mask looks match those of the third victim from the 1993 serial murders. There are links between the victims. This is a major discovery. The man was a guard at Quansham Building 28 years ago. The latest victim, Mark Forsyth, died in the bathtub. He heads the owner's group. As for Jason, he traveled to the building 25 years ago. All things seem linked. They all related to this mystery building. Jason experienced a strange feeling. He felt led to a task in 2018. It seemed he was meant to solve this case. Indeed, within this building, there was a tragic tale almost lost. In 1990, the building faced a level 5 blaze. 39 people died, making it one of Hong Kong's deadliest fires. After the fire,
Officials set up an inquiry team
to find the cause and made a quick announcement.
the blaze was just an accident.
Thus, 3 years later, the building was rebuilt. After reopening, Jason traveled back here in 2018. Let's start the investigation here. Jason recalls that there was another victim in 1993 linked to the Jason building. That was the firefighter who died in the streets.
Representing the fire department,
Police rep in the group is now Officer Yi. Kate and Leo Southeast visit Officer Yi. They inquire about past events. Officer Yi confirms he can't recall the details. Moreover, the fire case he looked into was indeed an accident. He has no new leads. But we all know Officer Yi harbors dark secrets. Meanwhile, Kate finds something new. In 1990, Jingshan Tower got bought by a firm. The firm's owner is Mr. Deng. He had a lawyer managing this acquisition. This lawyer was the second victim in the 93 killings, the second one having fallen from a height. Another victim appears linked to Jingshan Tower. Next, they must investigate Mr. Deng, the company owner. Fell off a cliff in 96. Another strange death. Cases from over 20 years are tough. Now, we rely on witness memories. The day Mr. Deng fell, someone happened to hike.
Later he was found dead at the cliff's base.
Next to him was an asthma inhaler. Police thought he had an asthma attack at the edge. He slipped and fell. A case over 20 years old is tough to reopen. Distracted, Wang Yao returned home late. He saw a family by the road. The family was dressed in yellow.
The scene reminded him of his past with his wife.
Back then, she knitted yellow scarves for herself and their daughter. Because his name is Ethan Young, yellow is the color of sunshine. In his thoughts, his phone rang. Mike was calling on video. Just then, Wang Yao noticed a series of numbers behind Mike. He took a screenshot. He used those numbers to find an address. This was a derelict apartment, but Mike was no longer there. Clearly, the numbers were a deliberate clue left by him. The purpose was to give Wang Yao a message. Wang Yao searched through Mike's belongings. He found a newspaper from 1996. The Hang Seng began the year near 50. That night, the always lively Guan Yao
Finally fell to the floor.
He didn't get up for a while. Later, Jason approached Liu and Officer Yi. He questioned them about why they hid his wife's death. Only them learned. They were also worried he couldn't handle too much change. That's why they decided.
In pain, Jason returned to the old Jingshan building.
He pried the elevator doors open and jumped down the elevator shaft. He returned to 1993.
Finally found posted flyers to find his wife and kid. He tightly embraced his wife.
But all of this was just a fleeting dream.
When Jason woke up,
He was still in 2018.
lying in a hospital due to a fall.
Beside him were still Liu and Officer Yi. Liu gently shared what he knew.
After Jason's wife died in a car accident,
Because the couple had no relatives, their daughter, Elian, was sent to an orphanage. A big trauma.
took away all her memories.
She completely forgot her parents. Later, she was adopted by a kind couple and later taken to Canada, but this no
happens to coincide with Kate. She returned from studying in Canada.
So, is she really Ryan? In the police, Kate has had feelings for a guy, but they're both rather reserved.
They have remained just partners. They have never addressed their true feelings.
This guy is Tom Zhang.
Eyed Ryan from day one.
He began looking into him because he realized Ryan suddenly emerged very skilled at investigating, not at all like a newbie cop.
That night,
Tom found Ryan holding Mike's phone. He questioned why he hadn't turned it in as required. Just then, Mike called. Tom quickly grabbed the phone. Hearing the first name on the line, his face went pale. Then, he used the same greeting. "Sir." It turns out he already knew Ryan wasn't a new undercover attorney, but rather the inspector who vanished 25 years ago. But Timmy was just a child back then. How could he recall this clearly? Because he is the fourth victim of the 1993 serial murders, the son of firefighter Jim. He witnessed his father lying dead on the street. In his moment of utmost grief, Ethan Young made him a promise. He vowed to catch the killer
and to give him closure.
That's why he remembered the cop. Little did he know that this closure, it would take 25 years. All these years, Timmy joined the police force. He wanted to crack it himself,
but regrettably, he never did.
That night, Ethan Young revealed his entire story to Timmy. Timmy truly related and forgave the old cop. He even offered to help him find his daughter. By chance, Lee suspects Kate might be his daughter, so he asks Timmy for help. Kate is hard to approach, but she trusts Timmy unusually well. They stepped into Kayla's house for the first time. He even got photos of Kayla as a child. Looking at these pictures, Ryan could finally confirm Kayla was indeed his daughter. But when he recognized her,
he found he couldn't say a word to her.
Overwhelming guilt left him speechless. Since his daughter forgot him 25 years ago, this long estrangement, he lacked the courage and felt he had no right to disrupt it.
He walked away.
He came to an old tree. He recalled playing hide and seek with his daughter here.
Each time she couldn't find him,
her call for him would sound frantic. He couldn't bear to let her keep searching. He made a decision
not to tell his daughter the truth.
Since the past pain was forgotten by her, there was no need to reopen old wounds. She now had a happy family, so he would silently guard her. Ryan appeared completely calm, but when he was alone, he wasn't like that. He heard someone singing, "Be Your Own Lover" by The Road. That song from 1993. For him, a person from 1993. It's heartache. Times change and the world shifts. The old days are gone. Things have changed.
He can't picture how she searched those 3 years.
So much sorrow and pain she faced. Such profound sorrow. It made their daughter choose to forget. Because they felt this sorrow, Jason just swallowed his deep loneliness, just like Kate felt back then. Later, Jason always investigated with Kate. He checked on her during their cases.
He bought her little things. He noticed her slight cough.
He even made her some Luhano tea. She wouldn't let him smoke near her. He remembered how their daughter once took away his cigarettes. Jason felt a sense of comfort. Though Kate could not recognize Jason, she shared similar traits with him. She is meticulous and tenacious, a just and brave police officer. She's on a mountain where Mr. Dan fell. She found a brave named Jiandang from the village head of Mr. Dan's hometown. She learned that Jiandang is Mr. Dan's original name, and this grave is actually his living grave. To change their fate, a secret grave set up to deceive restless spirits. He must have done quite a few bad deeds. That's why Mr. Dan secretly went to worship his own grave. He went up the mountain without his usual bodyguards. From the village head, she also learned that the 1993 syringe murder case, the first victim was the gang leader. It was Mr. Dan's childhood friend from the same village, Blackie. They had a good relationship. The gang leader was the first victim, but his underworld business. Speaking of which, the character list is growing, but everyone really needs to learn about Blind Bouillon. He has endless connections to conspiracies. He quickly became aware.
The next day,
Officer Yi ordered to stop the police from checking blind spots. To this end, Jason had a fierce fight with Officer Yi.